Hello, everyone. I'm Cal Creener. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I'm here today as one of your WMU admissions counselors to go over everything WMU in the application process, the scholarship search process, and the general college search process as a potential Bronco. We're going to go over a few fast facts about WMU, the things that make us such a special place to be, as well as applications, what applications we take, what we're looking for on your applications, application requirements, as well as scholarship opportunities through the WMU Office of Admissions and beyond. So we're going to start with just a few fast facts about the university. So in case you didn't know, Western was founded in 1903 as a teacher's college. Since then, we've expanded into 7 different academic colleges with 150 undergraduate majors. Our student body is currently about 21,500 students, which means we're a mid-sized university with the best of both worlds. You have access to all of the big school opportunities here, the research-based curriculum, the experience-based learning, the professors who are experts in their fields, but you also have an average class size of 30 students, a student-faculty ratio of 16:1, a really tight-knit and supportive community that makes Western not only a place where you can pursue your purpose in the academic setting, in the career setting, in the social setting, but also be supported and surrounded by people who are going to help you thrive and prosper no matter what path you end up taking through life, not just here at Western, but post-graduation as well. It's one of the things that makes WMU not just a great place to go, but a great place to become. If you want more information about the university, be sure to check out the WMU admissions webpage, reach out to your WMU admissions counselor, or attend one of our many virtual offerings, from virtual tours to virtual Q&A sessions that happen twice a day, every day, Monday through Friday, to connect with current students and admissions counselors and really get a feel for what makes WMU such a special place to be. So, how do you get to be a part of this Bronco family? The first step is to apply. We take 2 different applications. We take the Common App and we take Gold Gateway. They're the exact same application. They're processed at the same speed by the same people, and they're decisioned the same way with all the same questions. So really it comes down to whichever application is going to be easiest for you. Common App is most often used by students who are applying to a lot of different universities and colleges, whereas Gold Gateway is the application through our website. So if your Western is your #1 school, or you have a smaller college list, Gold Gateway might be the way for you. From there, we're going to look at your transcripts. We're going to look at your grades, your GPA. We can talk about SAT and ACT. We are now test optional. I'll go into more detail about what that means in just a moment. It does cost $40. There's a $40 application fee. However, you can talk to your high school counselor or reach out to your admissions counselor here at WMU to discuss the possibility of a needs-based fee waiver. So I said that we were test optional and that we were looking at your GPA and your grades. There is no one set GPA that we're looking for, and there is no set test score that we're looking for. The average GPA coming in last year was between a 3.8 and a 3.08 and a 3.9. So it's a really wide range, and your GPA doesn't have to fall within these categories. It might be a little lower, it might also be a little higher. That's just a general range for our incoming class last year. You'll notice we also have the range for SAT and ACT here. However, we are test optional. So we weren't test optional last year. These numbers are based off last year's scores. However, this year, if you didn't get the opportunity to take the SAT or the ACT, or you did take it and maybe you didn't get the score that you wanted and it wasn't an accurate reflection of who you are and the work that you've done, don't worry about it. If you have a test score you're really proud of, send it our way. We'll use it if we think it'll help your admissions decision or help your scholarship eligibility. But if it's not going to benefit you in the admissions process or the scholarship process, or if you simply don't have a test score, then we won't look at it. It's not going to harm you. It can only help you. So it's really up to you whether or not you want to submit that SAT or ACT. And if you have more questions about it, again, reach out to your admissions counselor. Diving in a little bit more, I said we're looking at your transcripts and we're looking at your GPA. Your GPA does have to be on a 4.0 scale. If it's not on a 4.0 scale at your school, don't worry about it. We'll do the math, we'll convert it. And we're only ever going to look at the highest possible GPA. So if your GPA is weighted, Great, that's what we're going to look at. If it's not weighted, then we'll take whatever the highest GPA in your transcript is. That's what we're looking at for our decision. But we're looking at so much more than your GPA. When I'm looking at your transcript, I'm going all the way back to freshman year, and I'm looking at your grades from freshman year through now. I'm looking for growth. I'm looking to see that you challenged yourself, understanding that everybody's challenge looks completely different, and looking to see that you're prepared and have the base level curriculum and education experience to be prepared for a 4-year university and all the exciting opportunities and challenges that come with it, which means it's an extremely holistic review process. I'm really getting to know who you are. Then, as I mentioned, we're test optional. So if you want to send us your test scores because you think they'll help, great. If you don't think they're going to help or you don't send us your test scores, don't worry about it. It's not going to harm your admissions decision or your scholarship decision. I repeat that because it's different this year and I think it's super important for y'all to know. Besides your test scores, besides your transcripts, we're also looking at your essay. We're looking at your extracurriculars. We're looking at your personal statement or resume that you might include. Now, those things are all optional. However, I highly recommend that you fill them out because it helps me get to know who you are. Your essay talking about challenges you faced, success you've had, how your high school experience went is going to help me understand your transcript. It's going to help me understand your grades. Say you had a really rough semester. Tell me about that in your essay so I know what I'm looking at. Say you had life circumstances that got involved in high school, or you were in a ton of clubs, or you did a ton of volunteer hours. The more information you can tell me about yourself and your high school experience, where you want to go from here in your application, the easier it is for me to do my job to get you where you want to be, to get you here at Western, to connect you with scholarships, to connect you with academic resources. So that's the big takeaway for applications. The more information, the better. It's going to make this entire process easier for both you and for me. So I really want to get to know who you are during this application process. Like I said, I want it to be super holistic. So fill out the essay, answer all those questions, send us a resume, introduce yourself to WMU. From there are a few other criteria for specific groups. If you're someone who is honors eligible or really interested in the honors college, coming out of high school, you have a 3.6 GPA on a 4.0 scale or higher to be automatically admitted to the Lee Honors College. You will receive that invite after you're admitted to the university. And if your GPA isn't right there at that 3.6, don't worry, you can join the Honors College at any point through your college career. You can also reach out to them for more information, to get more questions answered, and attend some of their virtual sessions to learn more about the Honors College. If you're interested in engineering and the applied sciences and any of those engineering majors, there's a math placement exam that you'll get more information about post-admittance. As for fine arts majors, depending on your fine arts area of expertise, you're going to need to do an additional audition or portfolio and interview process. And again, you will get all of that information as soon as you're admitted. It's another reason to apply as early as possible so you can get this information and start planning ahead sooner in the college search process rather than later. Some more important information for a few of our students. If you are an early middle college, you will need to submit your college transcripts to be admitted to WMU, to be considered for admissions to WMU. If you are a dual enrollment student, you do not need to submit your college transcripts. Now, if you do want those credits to transfer as a dual enrollment student, then you'll need to send us the college transcripts. But if you're not interested in transferring those credits, then you don't need to send us those transcripts to be considered for admission. For all of those things, your college level work needs to have a C or higher to be considered for transfer credit. And those credit evaluations are completed in the weeks following the offer of admission. So you'll get admitted to WMU, and then we'll evaluate and see what credits transfer over, and we'll let you know how that's going to affect your academic career here at Western. Now, if you're not an early middle college or dual enrollment, but you have taken IB classes or AP classes, we do accept those scores. As far as IB scores, they have to be a minimum score of 5 or higher. For AP, they need to be a minimum of 3 or higher unless it's physics or history, and then you need to have a minimum score of a 4. For more information about those, you can follow the link on this slide. It's going to take you to the informational page for IB AP about how to submit those scores to WMU. We can't just look them on your transcript. We have to have the official scores from the College Board and from the IB group. It's also going to show you the credit equivalencies. So what score you need to get credit for what class here at WMU. So you can kind of start planning ahead for what your academic year is going to look like when you start as a first-year student. Now, all of that information that we're looking at in your application, all that information I went over, also doubles as information for scholarship consideration. Our scholarship application for scholarships to the admissions office is folded right into the general university application. So let's talk about scholarships. Through WMU, we have tons of admissions scholarships. Now, those aren't the only scholarships. I'll get into some more as we go on. But as for admission scholarships, if you want to be considered for those, you're going to need to get your application in by December 15th. Now, December 15th is not a decision day. It's not a commitment date. It's just the day that you need to have in all of your application materials. So your general application, your essays, your transcripts, your test scores, if you're submitting test scores, need to have your $40 fee paid or have the fee waiver form submitted, all by December 15th to be eligible for scholarships through the WMU admissions office. So I'm going to say that again. To be eligible for scholarships through the admissions office, you need to have your info in by December 15th. That's a super important date. Write it down if you haven't already. Now, what scholarships are offered through the WMU admissions process? Well, there's a really, really wide range. And as we go through them, you'll see that they vary in dollar amounts. As a student, you're going to get offered the highest possible dollar amount. So if you qualify for multiple scholarships, we're going to give you the one that is the largest. We're not going to stack them. You will be able to stack them with some of your admissions or your academic scholarships, as well as scholarships from other institutions, but admission scholarships are not stackable. And the first four that you'll see are all based on your GPA that you use, that you submit to WMU when you're submitting your general application, and they're automatically awarded, and they will be shared with you as soon as you're admitted as part of your acceptance letter. So what are those scholarships? The first four, as I mentioned, merit-based, GPA-based. You can see all four of them. It's a wide range ranging from $4,000 to $10,000 spread out over the course of 4 years. And again, they're automatically awarded based on your GPA. To be considered for those, you have to have all of your application materials in by December 15th. You're probably going to hear me say that a lot more, and the more you interact with WMU, the more you're going to hear that date because it's an important date. Now, those aren't the only admissions scholarships. Our admissions office also offers the Medallion Scholarship. So the Medallion Scholarship is $64,000 spread out over the course of 4 years. It's one of the most prestigious scholarships here at WMU. We accept 60 semifinalists, and then there's an interview process to find our 20 Medallion Scholars every year. Same application deadline, December 15th. We're looking at the same materials from your application. To be considered for a Medallion Scholarship, we're really looking at those things that are going to make you stand out from the crowd. The things that show us you're a leader in your community, that you challenged yourself in high school, that you took advantage of the opportunities presented to you, that you engaged with the people around you, and you tried to leave an impact. It's those things that you list on your application that are going to make you eligible for and make you considered for the Medallion. We also offer the Foundation Scholarship. Now, the Foundation Scholarship is also $64,000 spread out over the course of 4 years. Their GPA requirement is a 3.7 or higher on a 4.0 scale. And again, we're always looking at your highest possible GPA. That includes weighted. And it's going to look at verified and significant financial needs. So it's going to take into consideration some of your FAFSA materials and other info about you as well. We accept 10 foundation scholars every year. We award 10 foundation scholars every year, and there are supplemental materials required. So not only your application, but we're going to be looking at interviews and essays and some other information. And if you qualify for this scholarship, you will get all of that information and know everything you need to apply for that scholarship by as soon as you're admitted. Now, to qualify for this one, the deadline's a little bit different. The admission application needs to be in by February 15th, so a little bit more time. Now, the scholarships don't just start and stop with the admissions office. After your admission scholarships, we move on to academic scholarships. We move on to MLK Gold scholarships, departmental scholarships, endowed scholarships, the CETA scholarship program. These all have slightly different due dates for your application. Another reason to apply early, as soon as you're admitted, you get information on all of these scholarships, all the scholarships you're eligible for. Academic scholarships, vary by academic program. Depending on what you're interested in is going to determine what scholarships you're eligible for. They sometimes require supplemental materials such as a portfolio, an audition process, an interview, an extra essay, or a letter of recommendation. Again, all the information will be in your student portal upon admittance. Those scholarships are typically awarded or you're eligible for them throughout January and February. From there, moving into spring, it's a perfect time to explore scholarships through all of the other different programs. We have a tool called Scholarship Universe for our admitted students that's going to show you every scholarship at WMU that you're eligible for, but also every scholarship across the country offered by other institutions that can be used at WMU that you're eligible for. And it's a really wide range, from specific scholarships just for people who graduated from your high school, to scholarships from community foundations where you grew up, to scholarships for working at McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell. There are also scholarships for writing an essay about loving chocolate, or for being under 5 foot and left-handed, or having brown hair and brown eyes. There are hundreds of thousands of scholarships, and our job, as soon as you're admitted to WMU, is to connect you with those and help you find them. We'll help you navigate that search process as much as we help you navigate the application and college search process. So take a deep breath. Important information to know: get your application in by December 15th for those admission scholarships. And then you don't have to worry about scholarships until December, January, February. That's when we'll start helping you find those academic scholarships, as well as scholarships through Scholarship Universe and other institutions. Now, that kind of gives us a rough idea of a timeline. So where do you need to kind of be during this college search process to be on track and prepared to make a decision in May? So just a couple tips right now. While you're in high school, we urge you to explore everything. Explore what you're interested in, what you're curious about, potential careers. Now, there's no pressure. You don't have to know for sure what you want to do with your college diploma as soon as you get here. We have exploratory programs to help you figure that out. You don't have to have your path decided immediately at the age of 17 or 18 graduating high school, but it's a good idea to start exploring options, to at least know what you're curious about, what you're passionate about, what you might want to pursue once you're here at WMU. We also urge you to challenge yourself in the classroom. We also know that everybody's academic challenge looks totally different, which is another reason to tell us about those challenges in your essay and your resume, and personal statements in your essay process and your application process. We also recommend that you search for the best fit. Engaging in videos like this, reaching out to different admissions counselors, attending virtual Q&A sessions and campus tours. The more you can engage with the universities you're considering, the easier it'll be for you to decide whether or not that's the right fit for you. You're looking for the school that makes you feel that you're supported, successful. It's going to be the school that helps encourage you to pursue every opportunity available to you, not just in the classroom, not just in your career, but socially and in your life in general. You're searching for that school that makes you feel at home. Now, hopefully that's WMU, and you're going to know that the more you engage with us, the more you engage with academic counselors, admissions counselors, and student ambassadors. Now on to the specific timeline. So applications are open. They opened in August. They don't close until June as of right now. That seems like a lot of time, but like I've said, if you want to be eligible for all those admission scholarships, you need to get your application in by December 15th. Then through January, February, and March, you're going to start looking at academic scholarships and scholarships outside of Western that can be used here on campus, as well as start the conversation about registering for housing and signing up for orientation in June, attending admitted student events to really get to know your academic college and get to familiar with your new home that is WMU. That prepares you for May 1st, which is National Decision Day. That's the day that you're going to say, yes, I'm committed to Western. I can't wait to be here in the fall. I can't wait to be a Bronco. I'm registered for orientation. I'm prepared to start registering for classes. That's your general timeline. Now, you might be in different stages along this. Dates might change a little bit. We'll keep you up to date if anything changes, but this is kind of the general path that most students take. Now, if you think that this needs to be a little different for you, or you have some other circumstances, you have questions about this, again, reach out to your admissions counselor. We would love to talk with you, and we will be here for you through this entire process from August to the September that you start here on campus, we are here to help you, to answer your questions, to answer your parents' questions, your family's questions, and to guide you along this process. That's the college search. That's our job. As I said earlier, my job at WMU is to help you get where you want to be. Hopefully that's WMU. Hopefully that's here on campus in the fall. But that also means helping you find scholarships, connect to academic advisors, connect to support systems, connect with current WMU students. It's another reason the more information in your application, the better. The earlier you get your application in, the better, because it's going to help me do my job. It's going to help make this college search process as easy for you. So that's all the information I have for you today. As always, if you have questions, go to the WMU admissions webpage, click Find My Rep, and find the specific admissions counselor for your territory, for your county. They're going to be the person that's reading your application, making the application decision, sending you emails, making calls, connecting with you and your family. So the more you can converse with them, the more you can communicate with them, the better. As always, reach out. We would love to communicate. Thank you all so much for your attention. I hope you have a fantastic day. Go Broncos, and welcome to Western.